These are 5 trading rules that every trader must know. I don't care if you're a beginner trader, you just started trading Forex today, you just woke up and started trading Forex. I don't care if that's your case or that's your scenario. I also don't care if you've been trading Forex for 3 years or 5 years or 10 years or 20 years. If you don't follow these 5 rules, 5 principles, then I don't know what to tell you. You're in the wrong. You are wrong and I'm right. Basically, these are 5 rules that you should follow as a trader. Every trader must follow these rules if you want to be successful trading Forex. Let's get it. The first rule that every trader must have and follow is always use a stop loss. This is a basic rule. I don't know if you're not following this rule, then I don't know, like, what are you doing? I mean, there are traders out there that don't use a stop loss. I mean, maybe that favors them. I don't know, but for majority of people, using a stop loss is very essential because most of you can't handle yourself emotionally. Most of you can't handle risk. So a stop loss is there to stop loss. The definition of a stop loss is to stop the loss. The name basically defines itself. So you should have a stop loss. You should have a place where, okay, once price gets to this point, this trade is now invalid, so I should get out of this trade, right? That's the purpose of a stop loss. Cut the loss short. So let's say you say, okay, I saw a trade opportunity and I'm willing to risk $100 on this trade opportunity, right? And once price gets to this level, I'm done. This is the max I can take. I'm done. That means the trade is invalid. This invalidates the trade. I'm done, right? For example, my own strategy, I trade M and W formations at highs and lows of the day and highs and lows of the week. So if I enter a trade on an M formation, you know what an M looks like, right? Like this. So if I enter a trade on an M formation, my stop loss is usually above the M formation. And you know, once price gets to that stop loss, that's no longer an M, is it, right? Doesn't look like an M anymore. All right, this is just a simplified version of what I'm talking about. The stop loss is there so that once price reaches that point, it stops the loss. You don't just leave your loss to be running $100, $200, $300, and then praying to God that the price comes back to your take profit or to your break even so you can close the trade. Always use a stop loss to minimize the loss. Proper risk management is you using a stop loss. You might hear some people tell you not to use a stop loss. Now, you can't just go blindly and follow them because they have their own way of trading. They might be using a psychological stop loss in the sense that they know that once price gets to this point, they are done with that. But that is also not sustainable because what can happen is anything can happen in the market. Donald Trump can just come up one day and say, bomb somewhere or something.
China.
And then the market just goes wild, right? If you don't have a stop loss in place, then guess what? You're going to blow your accounts, especially if you're managing large amounts of money, $1,000, $10,000, $100,000. If you're not using a stop loss, bro, you're going to lose that money. You're going to put yourself in trouble. So always use a stop loss because you don't know what can happen in the market. Anything can happen. So that's why the stop loss is a safety measure, right? In case something happens that you're not aware of, you can stop the loss. Because trust me, you're not always going to be on the charts when you're trading. You shouldn't always be on the charts when you're trading. So you should have something that should be there, automated. Stop loss is an automated plugin or some whatever, what do you want to call it? It's automated basically. So once price gets there, it automatically takes you out of the trade. So like if you don't have a stop loss, you have to be manually closing that trade by yourself, which is not sustainable. You're trading for freedom, not for. The second rule is never risk more than you can afford to lose. This is a basic principle in any markets that you're entering. Do not use money that you cannot afford to lose. Right? Don't go and borrow money from someone and say that you want to use it and trade, or don't go and borrow money, you take a loan from a bank and you say you want to use it and trade and you make money and then pay the person back. Don't do that, right? In fact, avoid trading for people. Don't trade for people. Don't carry someone's money and say, I've had a lot of stories and problems from people where they'll tell me that they gave someone money to trade and then they didn't see the person again. Right? That was one. They gave you, or maybe you're the trader. From the trader perspective, they gave you money to trade, you blew the account. What do you want to tell that person? How do you want to explain to the person that, oh, I lost the money, bro? Especially if that's a large amount of money. I mean, if it's like all this if it's all this $50, $100, then it might not be big of a deal. But imagine someone gives you $50,000 to trade and they blew the account, turned it to zero. Like, bro, don't try that, right? So that's one form of it. Also, don't go and carry your school fees. They sent you to school and you carry your school fees to come and trade because you want to make money. Someone told me that thing. I was like, bro, use your head. Why would you carry your school fees? That's not money that you can afford to lose. If you lose that money, you're going to be in a big problem. Your parents are working hard to make money and you're carrying the school fees to come and trade. Don't do that. So be considerate. Demand them to be considerate. So basically what I'm trying to say is that don't use money that you can't afford to risk. If you have a salary, and let's say, for example, you make $500 in a month, or let's say in Naira, let's say you make like 500,000 Naira in a month, you shouldn't carry that 500,000 Naira to come and trade. because if you lose that 500,000 naira, what are you going to use to pay your bills? What are you going to use for other basic necessities? Out of that 500,000 naira, you can carry maybe like 100k, depending on your bills and the expenses and everything. Money that's left basically that you can use, they can afford to lose. That's the money that you can use to trade. That's the basic rule that you must follow. Otherwise, you're going to put yourself in a pit of trouble. Did you know that one of the biggest problems that traders face is lack of capital? Because it's very difficult to try and grow a $30 or $50 account and make a significant amount of income. But that's not a problem anymore because of the sponsors of this video, FundingNext. With FundingNext, you have the ability to trade larger capital like a $5,000 account, a $50,000 account, and even up to $300,000 account to trade with. And the crazy part is, with as little as $32, you can get a $5,000 account to trade with. And that's not all. When you pass the challenge, you get refunded the amount that you used to pay for the challenge, and you get to withdraw any profit you make from the account. So basically, you get your money back plus the money you made from trading the account. So instead of trying to double a $30 account, you can just get a $5,000 account and make 5 to 10% of that, which is already like $250 to $500. So if you want to get an account with FundingNext, make sure to use the coupon code FNDANFX and click the link in the description below to get an account. The third rule that you must follow is journal every trade. Journaling. Most of you are not journaling. I know. Most of you are not journaling. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly is journaling? Journaling is not basically you saying, okay, I ate ice cream today and then I went to the, I was feeling like, that's not journaling. Journaling is basically you recording data, taking out data for your trading performance, right? How did you perform this week? How did you perform today? How did you perform for the month? How many wins? How many losses, right? That's what your journaling is for. Every business you're going to get into has a form of data collection. If you're playing football, whether it's sports, they collect data. How many goals this person has scored? How many shots the person has played? How many they have missed? How many they have scored? All those things are data that they collect. Every business have data. They have data for how much is coming in, how much is going out, how many employees they have, the performance for the employees, and everything. They have the data. So if you're trading and you want to take trading as a business, then you need to have those data being journaled down, right? You need to have the data down. How many trades did you take? How many wins? How many losses? What's your win rates? What's your performance for the week? What's the performance for the month compared to other months? The data is necessary to know if you're performing well or if you're not performing well, right? The data is also going to tell you if you are performing well or if it's the strategy that's not performing well, because sometimes it might be you personally that's making a mistake. The strategy might be good, but you are just not good at that time and you're not fit, or something happened. Maybe you have personal issues or revenge trading or some emotional stuff happened to you and then you just went haywire. So the data, the journaling, helps you take account of all those things, right? So it's very, very important. It doesn't matter if you've been trading forex for a long time and you've not journaled during that period. Start journaling today. If you're a beginner, start building the habits to journal. The fifth principle, or is it the fourth? The fourth rule is always have a trading strategy. If you don't have a trading strategy, then this one shouldn't even be like a matter of discussion. I'll just put it there. If you don't have a trading strategy, then you're basically gambling, right? You need a trading strategy. You need a trading strategy to actually trade. If you're just buying and selling based off of emotion, or you feel like the market's going to go up, or maybe God told you that it's going to go up, you're just gambling, right? I'm just joking, but you need to have a trading strategy. You need to have a trading strategy, a plan of attack. The trading strategy tells you when to buy and sell, tells you the market conditions and analysis and everything. So you need to have a trading strategy. You can't trade successfully without a trading strategy. You need to have an edge. Let me just call it an edge. Basically, you need to have an edge. An edge comprises of multiple things, not just your strategy. It comprises of your trading plan, your strategy, your risk management, your approach to the market. All those things make up your edge, right? You're gonna hear people talk about edges when you're into the trading space. It's very, very important because that's what's gonna make you profitable. The fifth rule is stop trading high impact news events. Now, this is controversial because a lot of you guys like trading news, NFP, FOMC, CPI. You guys like the thrill, the excitement, because I understand you, because you can take a trade and then news just takes you to your take profit in like 1 second or 30 seconds, right? It's very fast, very volatile. We love the volatility. In trading, we love volatility. But here's the thing. Too much of everything is not good. Over volatility is also not good, right? News can be very, very dangerous because you can skip your stop loss, right? You can set a stop loss and it skips it. It doesn't activate your stop loss, which is going to be very bad. This has happened to me multiple times on multiple occasions on prop firms and personal accounts, where I'll put a stop loss and the price just breaks the stop loss and doesn't close the trade. There was a trade I entered on a prop firm. I was in profit, actually. I was in profit on the prop firm. It was a challenge. It wasn't the live account yet. It was a challenge. And I took a trade, right? And then all of a sudden news came out. I didn't close the trade. The trade went and hit my stop loss, right? The stop loss I was risking 1%. When that trade hit my stop loss, now it skipped the stop loss. That was the thing. I should have lost only 1%, but guess how much I lost? I lost 5%. Immediately that news came out and it skipped the stop loss, I just received a notification. You know how when you're trading prop firms, you just receive the notification, hard breach detected. I was like, wow, hard breach. I checked it. They said I hit the max daily drawdown, or 5% daily drawdown in just that one trade. So the trade hit my skipped my stop loss, and I lost 5% on a trade I was meant to lose 1%. That's how dangerous news is. So that's why I advise you, do not be in the trade when news arrives. Prop firms like FTMO, right, in their live accounts, they don't allow you to enter a trade. I think it's like 4 minutes before the news and 4 minutes after the news, because that's the most dangerous time for trading news. That's the most dangerous time. The best time I can advise you to trade is after the news has happened, maybe like 15 minutes after the news, 30 minutes after the news. Then you can safely take a trade if you see a setup, right? So that's the fifth rule that you should follow when trading. Follow these 5 rules, and I promise you, you're gonna be good to go. Your trading is gonna skyrocket. It's gonna save you a lot of time. Like if I didn't tell you all these things, you would have probably experienced it and learned it by yourself, but it will take you time to learn it. So because of that, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Also, if you want to learn directly from me, I have a 12-week mentorship. Click the link in the description below. Also, make sure to join my free Telegram. The link is also going to be in the description below, and I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, take care. Peace.